Ladies, gentlemen, traps, we are now in the Chris Chan endgame. Christian Weston Chandler, the motherfucker who admitted to having sexual intercourse with his 80-year-old mentally disabled mother, has now been arrested by Virginia law enforcement. So, let's go through this clusterfuck of a situation now and talk about what's happened up until this point. About a day ago, I made a video documenting this situation, and it's done really well views-wise, but the video effectively was me writing a script right at the epitome of the situation when it first blew up. Everything from the original leaks to the information we gained onwards. So my script featured the initial blast, every detail we got up until that point, until my release of the video, which is where the information cut off. This video is to follow up on that video a little bit, a part 2 if you will. So here's what we know so far. Number 1, Chris was blocked from returning to his house in 14 Branchland Avenue, which is where he and Barbara had been residing for many, many years. Apparently, sources state he attempted to return back to the house. Despite no physical proof being there, it isn't necessarily unlikely. Chris has returned to places he's been banned from multiple times over the Chris Chan history, and it has even resulted in law enforcement having to step in and him being prosecuted for such things. So it's not necessarily something we don't expect. He's a overly entitled individual who believes that if his reasoning for doing something is right enough in his mind, he should be allowed to do it. So him going back to somewhere he's been banned from is something we pretty much expect at this point. Number 2, it's unknown what he's necessarily been arrested for. People theorize he's been arrested for the Barbara situation, but many people also theorize he was arrested for attempting to return back to the house. We don't necessarily know at this point. It's anyone's guess what he's been arrested for, but he has indeed been incarcerated. His mugshot and his police report was leaked, so they are identifying him as female, despite the fact he's biologically not. This has led many people to question if he's going to be prosecuted as a female or prosecuted as a male. No one knows, and honestly, it's too really difficult at this point to question. And finally, this is going to have an adverse effect on the Chris Chan history. Many people are claiming this is the end of the Chris Chan saga, and I personally agree. The Chris Chan saga has always been a running joke, and Chris has always been a running joke. And it's kind of sad it's coming to an end like this. It's too early to know, but all we need to do is sit back and get whatever we get.